Hello again guys, it's your coach here back with another video on the channel. This is the final part 3 to the series of What If Naruto was the 5th Hokage. I hope you like and subscribe to the channel so that I can reach 2k by the end of the year. Guys, I'm also gonna be launching my Discord soon, so you guys can provide me with tons of ideas on videos you want me to make. I'm also gonna start, making some what if dekus as well, what if bells, there's some Asta what if as well. So I hope you guys like those and subscribe to the channel so you guys can continue getting more content. So let's get straight into this video. So we start off this video with Naruto with his war council, as well as his allies, Mei, Terumi and Kara, as they're in the war council. So they're pretty much planning, for the fourth great Shinobi war. Is it gonna be? Is there gonna be? They're gonna participate in this, since like it's like 3-on-3 with the sound, the cloud, and the stone having an alliance, as well as the mist, sand, and Konoha having an alliance. So it's like these great powers are about to go into a bloody war. So Naruto's been going through some war plans, with his war council, which his war council consists of Jiraiya, Shikaku, uh, Danzo. Since Danzo, is like wise. Itachi is also there. As well as the two other Kages is Naruto himself. So and then says thank you all for coming. We're here to discuss how we're gonna go through this fourth great Shinobi war. I have been studying the previous war plans which have been made. So I really much do not want this, to end up being a stalemate between our alliances. So this is how I think we can do this best. Our best bet is to first check out their Jinchurikis. We pretty much know they have got 2 Jinchurikis each. They've got 3 Jinchurikis within their walls. But here we have we have the 7 tails, the 9 tails, the 1 tails, the 3 tails. So with best bet on that, we'll be able to take the Jinchurikis out. So then it says how are you going to take the Jinchurikis out, and it says I'm going to use my wood style and bind their tailed beasts and seal them away, or take them and after we win, we distribute them among ourselves, Naruto says, which everyone else nods. So Nakazan says how are we going to handle transportation of troops, as well as food and supplies. With Naruto then says I've got that covered. I've created some transportation seals where you can transport a whole army of people to a different battlefield, as well as supplies. So they will always be having supplies. So everyone continue planning and scheming about how this war is gonna go. So Naruto then talks with Downs and says to Downs that he's going to have to kidnap a few people. So Naruto says who exactly does he want him to kidnap? We're not just saying have to kidnap people who are close to the Hokage, to Onoki, as well as the Raikage. You have to find some close people and kidnap them from them. We can use these as bargaining chips if we seeing that things have gone south. So we then see the other alliance doing the same. They're also planning how they're gonna cripple this other alliance, take their stuff. With Onoki being the old guy that says this alliance is gonna be very good. We're gonna be able to take the leaf down for their humiliation they did to us in the third great Shinobi war. Which the Raikage also not thinking of how he was infuriated when those people failed to capture the Yuga air, which she was supposed to then come to the cloud and become breeding stock to breed a whole batch of Yugas there, which they'll be able to control and bend to their wolves. So Orochimaru is primarily there, so he can get, his hands on, Sasuke Uchiha's body. He was pretty much angry, that Sasuke betrayed him and, killed him at his weakest. So Orochimaru was revived, by the use of, one of, Orochimaru's Lucky's curse marks. So he was brought back to life. Yeah. But, Kabuto, he's still dead. There's no redemption for Kabuto. So, Orochimaru's key play there is gonna be wanting to use, the reanimation jutsu to bring back, these other Kages. But Naruto has done a few things. He's made, some few protocols as well as some deals, with a certain death god. So, he can, drag the soul of Orochimaru down. So, and then, seeing the war blooming into fruition. We don't start off, with this, the stone. The stone sends, about 1,000, bees, which are, to go, and attack is, to initiate the war. So those, 1,000, be a mixture of, 500 from the cloud, 500 from the stone, as well as, a few from the sound, which are also going to be helping. So, the war pretty much begins, but, they are found ready at the borders of, these two alliances. So, everyone meets at the borders. These borders are pretty much a giant wasteland, which you can say, was like a place where, Madara and Ashirama battled a very, very long time ago. So, yeah. So, the fighting immediately kicks up, as both sides, are doing their best, which shows, the I'm just gonna call the how do I say this, the Northern Alliance, which is the Northern Alliance is the Cloud, Stone, and Sound, with the Southern Alliance being Konoha, the Mist, and the Sand. So both sides, are fighting, but it's surely going in favor of the Southern Alliance, since they actually will be pretty much stronger, and and they're all prepared for this, other than the other sides. So they continue, fighting eventually until the war goes to its climax, where both sides, then bring out their weapons of pretty much mass destruction, which are the tailed beasts. So Yujito and Killer B are being sent to go and level the playing field. So they to go and crash Kono's ops. So they immediately turn into their child beast mode, as well as I'm not sure what that guy from the stone, Roshi, yeah, it was Roshi, as they enter their child beast mode, as they begin charging Pijudamas. But to their surprise, there was a series, the seven tails, the one tails, as well as the seven, the three tails, and the one tails. As they exchange blows. As the all tailed beasts then fire some Bijudamas at each other, with clearly none being a winner. As these Bijudamas detonate in the sky. So the battle continues on. As Naruto then arrives onto the battlefield, as he's being flanked by Temari, Itachi, Kakashi, as well as some armed shinobis. So then charges into the battle as he's slicing and dicing everywhere with his sword. His chakra chains also helping. He's also using his wood style. So he then sees that the tailed beasts are fighting, but not wanting to end this war before there's a lot of permanent damage. He then does the wood style laughing Buddha statue, or the wood style 7,000 hands, as a big statue with thousands of hands comes up. All the tailed beasts look in fear of the statues. They remember Hashirama using this to bind them. So Naruto then manages to grab Roshi, as he then chucks him into the wood column statue, which the statue then sucks away pretty much all of his chakra, as he then binds some ceiling some ceilings, which is not going to allow him to go into his third beast state or wake up. So he's put in a comatose like state. So Killer B and Yujiro seeing this, they charge at the statue, forgetting about the other opponents. They charge at the statue, wanting to destroy it, since it's a threat. But Naruto easily swats them down. Since Naruto is like pretty much awesome. Naruto also uses his dojutsu to help him, with the quiz controlling of his affinities as well as his wood style. So I don't know what name to give this dojutsu, but I can just pretty much say, it's like the Renegan in a way, but it's blue, and you cannot see the iris. Pretty much, you cannot see the iris; it's entirely blue. So it's like some waving, spin pool, something like that. So Naruto then decides it's time to bring out the big guns, since the Atos is there. Naruto then contacts his own tailed beast, which is the Nine-Tails Kurama, which not relent to its name. After them talking together for a while, they eventually became close friends, with Naruto then releasing the seal of where Kurama was in. He changed the mindscape to suit Kurama much better, as Kurama was pretty much thankful to Naruto for doing this. So Naruto then hops off the laughing Buddha statue, but he leaves a wood clone on top of it to continue on helping out. Naruto then enters his tailed his Nine-Tails state, which the Nine-Tails going to its epic proportions, since it was the four Nine-Tails sealed into Naruto. We also then see ground forces which are being directed by Shikaku, Nara, as well as some other people as well. As Naruto is then joined by Mei, Shirumi, as well as Gaara in his like Nine-Tails state. So they continue fighting as Mei uses their acid to blast some shinobi, with Gaara also firing out his sand. Naruto then begins this fight with the Atos. The fight with the Atos, starts off pretty much evenly matched, but because of Naruto holding back. But this child beast is the Nine-Tails for a reason. So he pretty much destroys the Atos. Like literally he wipes the Atos off the map because of the Nine-Tails power. They also easily take out the two tails is taken out by the seven tails and the three tails as well. They take it out pretty much easily. Guys, I'm gonna have to pause the video for a bit. Hello guys, I'm sorry for the pause. I pretty much don't remember where I was. I was doing something. I'd stopped, so I'm just gonna continue on from somewhere else. Sorry for the mistake, guys. I can't pause this video cause editing will be a bitch to do. So yeah, let's continue on. So pretty much Naruto has defeated the eight tails, which the two tails then gets defeated by the seven tails. So with the other side seeing that they've clearly lost, Orochimaru then tries to do his reanimation jutsu, which clearly as he does the reanimation jutsu, coffins rise up as Madara Uchiha steps out, Hashirama Senju, as well as Minato Namikaze, as well as the second Hokage. Since Orochimaru managed to unseal them from the third Hokage's stomach. Yeah. So Naruto seeing these people, he then activates his QB cloak as he heads over to fight them. Being accompanied with Itachi. So Itachi is gonna be facing against Madara. Mei is gonna be facing against Tobirama. Naruto is gonna be facing Hashirama and Minato, both of them. So as the fighting is going on, Minato then says, "So Naruto, it seems you have grown." Hashirama then says, "Ah, yes, Dad, I've grown." So Hashirama then says, "I hope you can keep up, see what the fifth Hokage has to offer." Hashirama then does some wood style with spikes. Naruto then does his wood style as well as he blocks the spikes. He says, "Oh, so you have wood style as well," which Minato is shocked about that Naruto's wood style, but doesn't really dwell on it. So Naruto then decides to take care of these guys fast and quickly. So Naruto manages to get near them as he slaps a seal on both of them, which this seal cancels out Orochimaru's influence over them. So Orochimaru's influence wears off So with Itachi and Madara pretty much dancing, as Madara calls it. Madara is enjoying himself, saying, "This boy can push me. It seems the Uchiha clan has progressed." Madara says, as he's seeing how Itachi is, and Itachi says, "Yeah, I'm actually the clan head of the Uchiha clan right now." Which you know Madara said, "So the clan has been growing. Very interesting." So Naruto then manages to slap a seal onto Madara, as Orochimaru's influence wears off, as well as all the other reanimated shinobi. So Orochimaru seeing that he's pretty much screwed. The reanimated shinobi pretty much go and beat Orochimaru to a bloody pulp, or they eventually just kill him. So Onoki and the Raikage seeing there's no other option, they commit suicide. Literally, they commit suicide. Since they have failed, they'd rather be caught dead than being prisoners of war. So all the forces of the Northern Alliance, seeing that they've pretty much failed, they pretty much then give up. So as they give up, Naruto then releases the reanimated shinobi as they go back to the appropriate places. Some of them to the Shinigami stomach, and some of them back to Kami's realm in heaven. So we're gonna say time skip 1 year after the war. This 1 year has been quite eventful, as Naruto has gotten Hinata, Temari, Shion, and Kyoki pregnant. So Hinata is pretty much happy about that he's gonna become a father to all his children. You know, Gara married, married a woman as well. Yeah, May is also pregnant, with Naruto's child. And she, after the war, she retired of being, the Mizukage. She then gave it to Chojuro, the title of Mizukage. She gave it to Chojuro. So yeah, um, Naruto managed, to put in what was the name, Kurotsuchi, as the next, Tsuchikage, and Dari was also, elected, to be the fifth Raikage. The sound is also now under the control of Gurren, which has pretty much improved it during this 1 year. So Naruto then called for a Kage summit, where all Kages attended, as they began chatting on how they're gonna improve everything and bring peace. So there will not be no fighting, quarreling amongst each other. So which everyone eventually agreed to this, seeing that if they can actually do anything to go against Naruto, so if he cannot beat them, he must join them. So they then joined Naruto's side. So they then set up some trading deals, some strong alliances, marriage contracts as well. As Naruto eventually also got engaged to Kurotsuchi, which she's also currently pregnant, and she's gonna get married to Naruto in the next coming months. So time skip 6 years. Naruto's life has been pretty much eventful. Naruto has finally turned 30. I guess he might have turned to 30 by now. Naruto is pretty much Naruto's life has been pretty much eventful. Naruto is seeing Jiraiya's child, which they actually ended up having twins, which Jiraiya then named them na- I think they were named like uh what was it, like Dan and Naoki, yeah? They were named Dan and Naoki since they were both boys in commemoration of Tsunade's previous lover and her brother. Which I really did not mind, as Tsunade is currently pregnant with a girl as well right now, which she's expected to give birth to in a few months. Sasuke got married to Karin, as they had a kid together, as well as Sakura. He got married to Karin and Sakura. Ino got married to Sai. Yeah, pretty much all those other people married, the same people. Except for, Shikamaru. He didn't marry Temari. He married, Konoichi from the, the stone. Yeah, he married Konoichi from the stone. And they also had a kid. Naruto. Naruto had, two children with Hinata, which the Boruto Hinimori. He had, two children, with Shion, which Naruto named Tensei and Shoujan. Naruto named them Tensei and Shoujan with Shion. Naruto said, two kids, with Kyoki, which she took, Kyoki as Akumatsu Kyoki, the first one, which is a girl, and then they named, the other one Minato. With Maynard had one kid, which I don't even have a name for him. With Chimari, they also had, two children as well. So May is like the only one who has one child. So all those children are pretty much at the academy, training to become, like their parents. So yeah, if you guys would like, a prologue to this or a continuation into like Boruto for this, I might not do it. Honestly, I'm not gonna do it. I pretty much hate Boruto to the brim. I hate it. So please like and sub to my channel. Peace out.